If it works, I'll upload it. And one of the reasons for the all these codes, binary, Fibonacci, and all these things, if you really want to relate it to something, relate it to the telephone, the dial telephone, okay? The dial telephone goes all the way around to 10 and it stops. I don't care how much bigger it gets, it stops. Every faction, when you're playing, The Price is Right comes out and you have a big giant wheel and you have a pin here and a pin here and a pin here and a pin here and a pin here. And then over here you have the center of the wheel, and then over here you have the arrow. And it goes tick, 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 and where it lands in between. Well, that's one of the scenarios, okay, for 225, 216, 234, okay? And in these scenarios, this would be 684, this would be 675, and this will be 666. 0.9, 0.9, 0.9. In Celsius and Fahrenheit, okay, they work at an 18 and 32 dimension, which means every time we begin to calculate Celsius, let's say it's 10 Celsius, we double it to 20, okay, you add 32, and then you minus 20% of the original figure, equaling to 50. 10 equals to 50. That's the exact Mars configuration. 52 is the exact Earth configuration. 23 is the BC world of frozen in hell, because it's the freezing point of 0. And 20 is the separation of the two entities. So it's all basic. What 1 and 8 is that when you're calculating Celsius in another formation as 10, okay, every degree in Celsius of 1 equals to 1.8. So 10 is now 18. 18 and 32 equals to 50. So we always have 32 as the freezing point. Now the freezing point is the borderline of the freezing point, right? You're not going to say, well, it freezes on average in here. Well, it does freeze on average in here, but we want to talk about the beginning of the freeze. And when it gets so cold, it gets humid and wet. Well, let's not even get into that. But this is the way this Celsius, Fahrenheit, CNF, 3 and 6. And CNF is another calculation. CNF, I forget CFFs in air conditioning, right? So this is what you understand is the in-between period. This scenario here, okay, I'm jumping off to something else, and I'm going to try and go through it real quick, is when Fibonacci goes around the center, comes all the way down, and its first letter creates our GE 6 and 9, okay? If it was 6, we might be talking about the center of everything, right? I start at the top, I start at the bottom. We go all the way around. I have to go around 1. Although this is the first one I go around, I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 is when I reach my first corner. 10. Then I go around again in Fibonacci. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 15, 16, 17, where we reach the next corner. Then I go around again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 is when I reach the next corner. That's the letter V. They call it for life. Okay, 23, 24, 25, and now it says Earth life. You see the way I'm opened here? I just created my first A. I'm not using the point in the center, and maybe I should use the point in the center, but I need to go all around and come out where I started, and I started right here. So this is the way this scenario works. In my second scenario, right, because I'm using 1 square here I'm using 4 squares. So I want to come outside, right? I want to start in this area here, okay, and I'm going to cut and go through the area. Instead of going on the outside of the area, which I believe it should be done, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 10. 10 and 1 is where we started everything, right over here. 9 was the last one. Boom, 10 starts everything over. We automatically have that number 1 scenario set up over here. But in this scenario I want to talk about is we go on this angle. We come from here, okay, and we cut out. We take the square and we cut out on this angle, and we use this one first. Then we use this one second, third, 4, and then we come all the way around, okay? And look what happens when we start over here on this angle. All of a sudden, this one is opened over here, and we get a complete area that is square in this corner, and it's the only square corner. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the 9th one is the beginning, which closes this area. But it doesn't close the area when you start here. Do you understand? Starting at the center and coming down. Starting at the center and coming down and going around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 1. 1 inside, 1 outside. Okay, 1 and 1. We're automatically coming down to this section here. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then boom, 8. You follow what I'm saying? There's different ways of doing this. So we start this again. And automatically I have to be looking at this. Now my second scenario in this to understand is that I need more than one gap. I'm working on one gap, but this is the way it would work in the first scenario. So let's try that again. We use this scenario over here. We come into here. We go up to here. If every corner, right, was bent on an angle, we'd have no choice but to create our design like this. Or we can keep running to a point. But then if I run to a point, I would end up leaving 2 area spaces over here. But anyways, my main idea, I'm just going to, you know what, I'm just going to blab through it, put it on real quick. But my main thing was this over here, going around my primary Fibonacci and 22. And now I can go around one more time. And going around one more time, I think that would be, what, 30 over here? Anyways, Raphael, 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus, creation of numbers, running
out of Mars. We must talk about Mars, Mars, Mars. In fact, we should flood the internet. Mars 432258 vibration. What can we do? Can we reverse something by overflowing the numbers? If we talk too much of something, they're going to be obligated to switch. They're going to have to bring up something new. If we flood our thoughts with one thing right now, they would have to start on a new thing, thinking that, let me put this camera up here now, thinking that we just continue, that they want certain numbers. They need numbers. They need numbers. They need words. They need thoughts. It's formation. It's a process of altered artificial intelligence that's working with the humans. I have to say this out of the movies to take over the world. Somehow, some human, okay, is going to become a robot.